Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy the TARDIS. I'm going to apologize in advance if there's any excess noise, just because my window is open, just because it's hot as hell. But yeah, anyway. Today I wanted to get into a little bit of how I do my self-care. Being somebody who struggles with anxiety and depression, it is something that is important to do. Otherwise, you're gonna fall flat on your face and just run yourself ragged. And pretty much the definition of self-care, the way I see it anyway, is that you're doing something for yourself. You're doing something that makes you happy. I kind of use like the hashtag like treat yourself. That is like how I get into it. It's like, this is for me, like it makes me happy, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's pretty much what it is. Kind of something that you need to ask yourself whether you are in the middle of about or just coming out of it or whatever. And these are questions that I ask myself like all of the time. Sorry, I have like notes that I'm trying to go off of. But the first one I have is, when was the last time you had a real meal? Not just like snacks or junk food or whatever, but like a legitimate meal. Even if it's just a sandwich or something. Just because I find that if you don't eat whatever, your blood sugar gets low and you just end up feeling more shitty than you already do. So that's something that is important. Like, you need to take care of yourself. The next one that I have, again, it sounds silly. Again, I have like two other questions. They sound silly, but they are important, and it's, when was the last time you showered? Just because getting in the shower, getting clean, it's kind of like a fresh start, and I don't know, that's kind of the way I see it. And sometimes if I'm just like lazing around for a couple of days or whatever, I feel gross and whatever, and it just mentally makes me feel worse than I already do. And the final question that I have is, when was the last time you had a real human interaction? And I don't mean like texting or Facebooking somebody, I mean like actually seeing a human being. For me personally, that's actually really easy, just because I live with my boyfriend. For some people, it might not be. I know for me personally, it's always hard to be the first person to text somebody or whatever, but like, go have coffee with somebody or whatever, just to see somebody. It does, as much as I know you probably don't want to, it does bring up your mood afterwards, being like, yeah, I did that. Like, I can be a capable human being. But yeah, that's kind of the questions that I ask myself when I'm like dealing with everything. Next, I wanted to talk about things that I do that help me personally pick myself up after... I have something in my eye. Sorry. But yeah, these are things that I personally do to pick myself up after, you know, feeling like shit. Yeah. Again, this goes back to the question about the showering. I usually take like a bath or a shower or whatever. If I'm taking a bath, I usually use one of the Lush bath bombs. I currently only have 2 right now, but I'm probably going to use those soon. The other thing I do is go for a walk. I'll either go for a walk or go to the gym, either or. Because getting outside, it kind of clears your head. The fresh air really is nice after like being in a stuffy room and seeing the same things over and over again and nothing changes. Like, you need a change of scenery, right? So that's something I do. Go make something. Yeah, that's something I do, like this video. I mean, I'm fine. Like, whatever. Another thing that I do is I have coloring books, and usually what I do is I just kind of zone out, whatever, focus on that so that I can clear my head for like half an hour or whatever until whenever my hand gets tired. The final thing that I have, it might not seem like fun, and it's not, but either like cleaning a room in your house or apartment or just doing the dishes actually does help, as much as you may not want to, and oh, what's the point, whatever. After you do it, you actually do feel a lot better, and that you're productive and getting stuff done. And I feel like for me personally, that does bring up my mood a lot. And so I think my final point with this video is how to move on after. Really, it is one day at a time. I know for me personally, I actually have that tattooed. I don't know if you can see it, but I have it tattooed right here. And I will get into, I actually have a few more tattoos, but I will get into that in a separate video. You also have to think about your support system, and that there are people who love you, even though your depression tells you that there isn't. There really are people who do care, honestly. I'm gonna put this out there. If there is anyone who feels like they are alone or whatever, and they just need somebody to talk to, do not be afraid to message me or whatever. I have a bunch of my social media in the down bar. If you want to get a hold of me, do not be afraid. I'm just gonna put that out there. See you next time. Bye.